this is one of the things I believe in. And it goes back to that experience at Morgan Stanley where everybody focused heavily on an economic decision. And women historically have not been in those roles. We've never been the ones grinding away on the model because it was our pastime, or like our passion in the pastime. Like we were learning it because we had to. But the biggest difference is that women tend to have an emotional response about things. It's time, god darn it. Like, by God, it's our time. Like, where have we been here before? And it's that bra slinging, a little bit of anger. Let's go. Like, that is not me. I am glass more than half full. And I think the difference that I feel like is have a real business rationale for why. Because if you just say, you should pay for it because it's my time, well, that's a nonprofit. If you come in and you say there is a real strong economic business reason why you should care about this, and that's what I feel like the Northeast Business Group on Health has this huge population of really smart people who are coming to figure out what they should care about and why. But the bottom line is that dollar amount. How do you get a return on your investment? And women show up at these conferences and they have emotion and passion and intention and no business rationale around why. And I feel like if you focus on some of that return and it's not just the emotion, I feel like people will pay attention differently because often the checkbook is signed by the man and that isn't going to change overnight. And there were a lot ahead of us. So you got to talk their talk, walk their walk, and be confident in it. And my biggest advice to people is to find really strong role models that are your personal board of directors. Tuck them in your back pocket. People, when you call, they will give you real, honest, and direct feedback, looking through your eyes, standing in your shoes, and be able to say, do you want me to listen and give you good advice? Or do you want me to actually tell you what I think? Because sometimes you have to then come back and say, lay it out, have a business reason, and hit the bottom line, and that is money talks.
What I also think is helpful is to expand the aperture, expand the knowledge around menopausal symptoms. Because so often we hear from women who are only thinking hot flashes, and men as well, that it whatever the issue is, hot flashes you can deal with. But if we are able to articulate and fully explain, you have to know it involves so much more than that. And you may not recognize it, but your workforce is taking off. Your workforce is cutting back. And it's a significant part of your workforce that's doing that. Even though it may not be borne out in the claims data, it might raise some flags.
Siddhaitan Spiritual Retreat is where both Anubhuti and I live and teach at. And so people come from all over the world to experience meditation, learn yoga, learn breathing techniques, like I shared earlier in the conference, that people are looking for peace. They're looking to how to reduce their anxiety, how to overcome their stress, or how to break their addictions, or how to heal from their trauma, PTSD, and so forth. And so the retreat center, it's a 250-acre property. And so it's kind of like, to your point, where it's like very natural out in the countryside, very rural. Our town is 199. We're two of them. And so yeah, people come from all over the world just to learn, to get away, to break free because you need that space sometimes to, tap into your creativity. Or we've had executives come over and it's just like they're so burnt out and stressed out and they just need a place to go. And a lot of times they're looking for meaning in their life. So maybe they're seeking that purpose or how to add purpose to whatever they're going through in their life. And then I feel like the deeper meaning is experiencing a spiritual awakening. So that's them wanting to know who they really are inside, not what society has dictated for them. Like, because we have our identity. So if I ask you, if you're not your name, your business, your gender, your education, your money and status, like, who is the real you? And so when you strip that all away, you start to ask questions. Well, who am I really? Who is the real me? And I'd say that's like the big question that people come with. It's like, who is the real me? How do I access the real me? And how do I now bring that real and true me out into the world, into my life, into my family, and so forth? Because this way you have that total connection with yourself. And then you're in a natural place so you can totally relax. And look at like Sadhvi Anubhuti, she came for 7 days, it totally changed her life.
Well, first, we are located in Windham, Texas. It's the tiny town, and people ask our teacher, like, how did you end up in Windham, Texas? And he likes to joke that that's where the wind makes the sound of Windham. So we bring spiritual teachings. It's not a place of like religious teachings. We focus more on spirituality and how to practice in a practical way the principle of nonviolence. And so one of the things that we have at the retreat is a cow sanctuary. So we have our cows, and we have right now 4 cows, and they're our pets. We love them, and just trying to teach people how to lead a nonviolent life. And one of the things that we focus on, it's like, how can you reduce violence by your speech, your thoughts, and your actions? So a lot of people don't realize that, in our words, there could be violence in our thoughts and our actions and our intentions. And so having a cow sanctuary has inspired a lot of people to stop eating meat because they get to have that firsthand experience with the cows, and they realize that they are, sentient beings. They love just like we love, and they get that like beautiful experience at the retreat.
I also think there's that community, that sense of community that I picked up on as well. And I think I don't know what the prior conferences have consisted of, but I think it's brilliant how you brought, the monks into this concept as well. I think I'm a creative being, and I love the opportunity to look at things from many different ways. And I think this does that for, the employer population, which you don't see in your standard conferences.
This had a vibrance to it that I felt like was very uplifting.
I love the fact that the messaging throughout the entire experience of the event was in alignment with, with the fact that we had very healthy food. You typically don't see that when you go to events, right? So the food was just crafted to perfection, healthy with the fiber, the grains, the vegetables, just everything about it, the drinks. Bringing mindfulness, right, to an event like this, I think just bridging the two worlds and realizing that they're not separate, and how mindfulness can actually bring and invite peace and relaxation and calmness to the workplace. I thought that was brilliant as well, like you said. And to the end, like the music, just cheering people up and just having a good time. And even the fact that they didn't offer alcohol and just having mocktails, to me, that's from beginning to end the perfect message. So very healthy. So congratulations to you and your team.
That again, it's like that blend of storytelling, but also business, and then also the medical side, and it's creating that balance so we can reach the audience in a holistic and complete way. So it's like we typically hear like bullet points and slides, and it's just like there's one thing, and then there's story, and then you have your why, because how is it affecting you as a person? How's it affecting your family? How's it affecting the workplace? And so thank you so much for our panel, and thank you, Kim, and NEBGH for having us.
I am Sadhvi Siddhali Shree, and I'm one of the voices of NEBGH.
I'm Sadhvi Anubhuti, and I'm one of the voices of NEBGH.
I'm Dr. Chevon Rariy, and I'm one of the voices of NEBGH.
I'm Shelly Lanning, and I'm one of the voices of NEBGH.